When you are comparing great albums, you may find that they seem very different at first, but when you dig deeper, you find that they're very similar in quality. I feel this is the case with Little Richard's debut, Here's Little Richard, and the Allman Brothers live album at Fillmore East. But which album is better? Well, let's find out. Now, before we compare these artists, I feel it's fair that we should talk about their history. Let's talk about Little Richard first, as he is the older artist. Little Richard began his musical career in 1955. But it wasn't until March 1957 that his debut, Here's Little Richard, was released. The album spawned two hit singles, Long Tall Sally, which reached number 6 in the pop charts, and Jenny Jenny, which reached number 10 in the US pop charts. The album was also very successful, as it charted number 13 in the Billboard pop charts. Flash forward a couple years to March 12, 1971. The Allman Brothers had already recorded 2 studio albums, and they had yet to have a breakthrough success. There didn't seem to be anything too special about this performance at Fillmore East, New York. In fact, their performance was regarded as only slightly above average by their live drummer, J. Johnny Johansson. However, the album was the breakthrough success they needed, as it peaked number 13 in the Billboard's Top Pop Albums chart and was certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America that October. Flash forward again to 2003, and both albums were ranked in the top 50 of Rolling Stone magazine's greatest albums of all time. Alright, now that we've gone over their history, I think it's time we should discuss the importance of the album and how they compare in quality. Here's Little Richard combines styles of R&B and rock and roll, which was typical of most 1950s artists. But what separated this album from most albums at the time? Well, for one thing, the album was more hard rock than many contemporary albums. Examples of this was, quote, more thunderous sounding piano and vocal tricks such as howling. The album also helped create later genres, including soul, funk, and even hip-hop. It also helped shape the genre we know as rhythm and blues. The Allman Brothers were very important as well. Their style consisted of southern rock and blues. Their album at Fillmore East also contained 7 very long songs, unlike Little Richard's album, which contained 14 short songs. The final song on the album, Whipping Post, was actually 22 minutes long. This was important as it inspired other musicians to write longer songs. If you're still undecided on which album you prefer, I will play 3 clips off each album. So, what album is better? Well, that's where the You Decided aspect comes into the show. Click on the link in the description below, and it will bring you to a poll on SurveyMonkey. And on that poll, you, the viewer, get to vote which album you think is better. But besides that, I strongly recommend you check out both of these albums, as they are both really good. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week, and I'll give the results of which album you thought is better. Bye.